If I told you there's a way to become more interesting, more focused, and 10 times smarter, and it costs less than a pizza, would you do it? That is starting to read books. Here's the thing, man. I'm going to be very, very honest with you. I know for a fact that most people believe that reading books is such a boring thing. It's such a monotonous task. You just sit there and read books. I would rather be on my phone and doom scroll. But here's the thing. It's very similar to a phone. You lay down in your phone and you doom scroll. And like you lay down on your bed and you doom scroll on your phone. But you lay down on your bed, instead, have a book in your hands and read. And it's so funny how it can really, really educate you. For me, I'll tell you my own story. I had a bit of I had a bit of spark inside of me that I want to be a little bit better than everybody else. And so I read a book, and instantly the spark turned into a fire. It turned into a fire. It turned into it like I wanted to read more books. Just imagine, just look at this. Wait a second. Why do you think every person who reads books very consistently, every person who reads books very consistently, why is that every all of them have one common factor that they enjoy reading? Why is that? Probably because that they have set their mind up back to the default settings that were that they enjoy reading. It is that the modern world that have taught us that scrolling is more fun than reading. But when you make your phone the most boring thing that it can possibly be, the most boring device that you can pick up and use, and you instead start using a book instead, I promise you, it's going to be so much more fun. So much more fun. The first book that you read, of course, it's going to be boring. Of course, it's going to be monotonous. But the second book that you read, third book that you read, fourth book that you read, slowly and slowly, you're going to start picking up pace and start enjoying the books that you're reading. And that is why I enjoy reading books. Like, if you are a consistent viewer of this channel, you would know that there's a stand that I have for myself in like the current book that I'm reading. I always keep it on the stand. And it first I kept Can't Hurt Me there, then I kept Hyper Focus there, then I kept Rich Dad Poor Dad there, then I now it is the Great Rat Race Escape. Like I am reading books with speed and I'm actually enjoying it because it is an enjoyable thing. For the normal person, it isn't because you're scrolling, you're spending hours and hours on screen and watching pixels move. Yeah, of course, it's not going to be fun for you to read a book. But when you pick up the pace, when you read one book, just go through it, even if it feels very restraining, even if it feels doesn't not that great, but you just go through it, it's gonna start feeling so much better. It's gonna be start feeling like so much more enjoyable of a thing to do. And you'll see this yourself. Just start with one book and you'll see it yourself. There's this quote, a man learns from his mistakes. A wise man learns from other men's mistakes. Reading books is the real life implementation of this quote. You can learn from other experienced people who have experience, who have knowledge in that specific thing. Like if you want to study about breath work, you can read a book about a person who has done hours and hours of breath work. That is so much valuable because he knows the exact process, the exact day by day stuff that goes on when you're excelling in that breathwork thing. That's what happens. And this is so valuable. So valuable. Another thing is that I have to say this is so important. The mindset shift caused by reading the books. You start developing like a kind of a mindset. Like at least that's what I did, and I feel like almost every person who reads books does have this mindset, which is that learning is fun. Cringe, right? But it is. It just is. Learning is so damn fun. For me to read this book, it is fun. I like reading this book. I like filling in the dead time of the day by reading a book because it's fun. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it, and I know so many people would say like debate like, oh, this is cringe, this is that. You're just being corny. You're just being cheesy. It just is a matter of fact. Learning is fun. If you're denying that, then you probably are dumb. That's it. That's it. Even my own story, I'll tell you what. I had a bit of spark when I was like 13 years old. My friends, like I used to see it on YouTube. Saw it from like a lot of people, self-improvement YouTubers, that reading books is very helpful. And I heard it from my friend. And at that point, I was like, you know what? Let's read a book. And at that time I didn't really have great habits, so I was like, you know what, let's build up some better habits for myself. And I read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, which is kept right there on that shelf, the white one. And it turned that spark into a fire for me. And regardless of the fact, do I agree with the stuff that he talked about or not in his book? Like, yeah, sure, it was a great book. It taught me how to pick up some better habits. It also gave me the momentum that I needed to start reading more and more books. So much so that now I have, like, I'm not very far, like that thing that happened, like the Atomic Habits I read only about 2 years ago, but I have picked up momentum since then. And I have read a lot of books, and I have learned that learning is so damn fun. And the best thing is that I learn from educated people, and not just educated, but like experienced people. They don't just know the practical knowledge, they don't just know the theoretical knowledge, they actually know the practical knowledge. The book that I'm reading, The Great Rat Race Escape, the person who wrote this book, M.J. DeMarco, he doesn't just know it theoretically that this is how you escape the rat race. He has escaped the rat race in himself. The previous book I read, Rich Dad Poor Dad, he didn't just know theoretically how a rich dad will treat his son. He practically knew it by being raised by a friend's dad who was the rich dad and his own dad, the poor dad. And then also practically investing in the real estate, and now he's a multimillionaire. And then when I read his book, I get the advice that he learned from his practical story. That's so damn valuable. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. He doesn't just know the theoretical knowledge about how you can callous your mind and how you can make your mind very, very tough. He knows the practical knowledge. Like he has run hundreds and hundreds of miles on broken feet in middle of like peak temperature. That's he knows the practical knowledge behind that. And that is so damn valuable for me. He's done so many hell weeks, so many hard stuff in his life. I can learn from somebody who has gone through the practical experience, not just like textbook theoretical experience, no, practical experience of a thing that I want to learn through a book. And that's so damn valuable. And I hate the fact that so less people are ready to read a book these days. It just really like depresses me because it's so damn interesting. It's so damn fun. It hooks you up after a point. It really does. Even every religion has a book. Hindu religion, you get Srimad Bhagavad Gita, you get the Ramcharitmanas. In Muslim, it's Quran. In Christian, it's Bible. There's so many. Almost all religions, I feel like they encourage reading books because they know that books give us so much more value, so much more learning, so much more education than anything else. Start reading books, man. It really, really will help you. Really will help you, man. Because it helps you learn from other people's mistakes and it helps you just learn overall. Here's the thing. Learning from YouTube, learning from podcasts, there's a limit to that. There's a limit. Learning from books, it's a bit more like it doesn't really have much of a limit because you can read as many books as you want. You can also watch as many videos as you want to, but there's still a limited amount of knowledge that you can gain from this. If there's a person who has spent his whole life over a topic, you're gonna learn so much more about that topic from that person. But that person probably has a book over that topic instead of a video on YouTube. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Just start reading books if you want to be on self improvement, if you want to actually improve yourself and actually expand your mind. The mindset shift, the learnings, the education, the experience, all that stuff. It's so, so valuable. Start reading books. I really encourage you to do that. I hope this video helped you. Goodbye. Jai Shri Krishna.